Hi everyone, it's me. I hope you're all well. Thank you for coming back. Welcome to everyone who is new. I just want to say that I did not expect at all. In fact, I see it as an act of God and a miracle that that my video on loneliness has had so many views, and I've been, because I honestly didn't think anybody at all, like I feel like no one cares about me, so I really thought that no one would care, you know? It's just something, it's this weird thing. I even had a dream once where I told these two beings that they were people, but they weren't, they were higher dimensionals. And I told them, I was like, even when people tell me they care about me, I don't believe them. It's just something that's inside of me. Don't take it personally, okay? Because it's not, it's this weird thing. There's other people that have expressed that they also feel this way. I think it might be like a symptom of, my cptsd and like just that mental illness type of part, okay? I know that there also is a lot of people that are hoping, hold on, there, that are hoping that all of this is just mental illness and, wishful thinking or survival mechanisms. I had a comment that said it was like a psychological evaluation, okay? He said I had traumatic brain injury, autism, all this list of stuff, okay? Which is incorrect, 100%, okay? I've told you what I was diagnosed with, and that's it. cptsd, okay? I know that's a difficult one, and there's a lot of people that deal with it in different ways, but I am not them. I'm not better than them, but I'm saying that I'm me. I'm not them. So I deal with it in this way. I have some food here, but I don't think I'm going to be able to eat it at this time, so I'm just going to pause. I'm going to bring it to my kitchen, okay? Okay, so I'm just going to heat it up and eat it after. I'm still having a difficult time. So, right. And the reason why is why a lot of people, want this to be just mental illness so they can dismiss it completely, is because it will change their entire world. And they don't want that, It might be a little bit more complicated than that, but it also is that cognitive dissonance and all of that, right? This really has to do with initiation. And I just want to mention that if you saw the new Resident Evil, they call the zombies zeros because that's initiation 0. Hold on. Okay. The vast majority of ordinary humanity lies on the probationary path below the first initiation. Initiation 0. That's why they kind of, well, I don't know if you've heard these names that the elites, you'll hear this in the Gods of Eden, the elites call us the profane, useless eaters. Okay? You've heard these, right? I hope. It has to do with this. The topic I'm getting to is about the culling of humanity, also known as the reset or the end of civilization. Also, it talks about this in this book, that viruses and different techniques were used for depopulation before. Now, I suppose that maybe for the channel that I should say that I can't 100% tell you that this is a for sure thing. I have often wondered, because of the way that I experienced it personally when I found out in 2017. Now, going back, Corey Good used to talk about a culling, and he used that word. Because when I first heard them say this, these dimensional beings, I was like, what? You mean that thing Corey Good used to talk about? Because I briefly used to watch them, but only when he was with David Wilcock. So, because I had those stages back in like 2012 for sure. So, this is just based on my feelings, observations, intuition, and opinions. You know, can I absolutely 100% prove it? No. I wish I could. So, with that being said, in 2017, it was 1 month after I saw the craft in my apartment outside on my balcony. 1 month after that. So I saw the being in 2015. Then I saw the craft in 2017 that was in the sky. It was almost like it went, because until I saw that craft, I had so much doubt about what happened to me in 2015. You know, I had all the same questions that many people ask. Was it just a dream? Did I hallucinate when I woke up? You know what I mean? All of these things I had to go over and over myself. But no matter what I did, my gut intuition wouldn't leave me alone and tell me it was much more than that. Much more than that. It wasn't just a dream. Every time that I say that, I know it inside of me. You know, a lot of our spirit travels, if not the majority, is done during dream time. It's really, really, really difficult to tell the difference at first. When you're in spirit body, you're not sure if you're really there or not. So I've often wondered if people that are experiencing these abduction experiences aren't experiencing it in their spirit bodies. Now, I'm not saying this for everybody, but as I've said before, these beings have the ability to pop in and out of our dimensional space. And it seems that they can take physical form. So it could be both, really. It's very possible that it is both, that there are beings that have evolved on their own planets in their own time and moved off when their planet was no longer habitable or whatever. It's possible. But I don't know about that. You know, there's only so much that I've gotten to, and I don't understand the physical, non-physical thing. How they can do that, switch back and forth. I don't know. I've heard it has something to do with those suits that they wear. You know, but I don't know for sure. I don't know about that. I've never seen one in person to like, hi, how you doing? You know what I mean? Let's have a cup of tea. That's never happened. So, you know, it's not possible for me. I mean, I can only, what's that word? Theorize or have ideas about what it could be. I forget what I was looking for, but okay, so in 2017, they told me that there was going to be a calling of humanity and that it would happen in stages and that it was going to be 3/4 of humanity. And I'm not very good at math. So I said, like, if we've got $1 of 4/4, you mean like 3 of them are gone and we've only got 1 left? Yes. I learned stuff over the years after. Oh, I wish we could just hold hands so that I could telepathically just show you. It's because it's through observations and seeing things and experiencing them, not just in my own personal life, but seeing them through other people's experiences. These connections. I really recommend to read this book because this man goes throughout history. Now, when I decided, okay, I guess I'll speak, and turned on the camera, this happens. This has happened before. It's the same spirit of energy. And it's deceptive, and its goal is the destruction of the civilization. It's why China fell back in ancient times. It's why ancient Egypt fell. It's why the Atlantean age, antediluvian age fell. It's why India fell. All of them. Every single time. And through all my research and people telling me over and over, and I'm like, yeah, because I didn't want to hear it. Do you know what happened that triggered this? This morning, I went to the Walmart and I asked someone for help. They got me my cat food. Got 6 cans. And that's what I did. I went to the cat food section and I grabbed my 6 cans. Oh, Marvin's going to play with my hair. I got to keep it up here. I grabbed my 6 cans and there was a couple in the aisle I was in. And I just walked up to the lady and I explained to her. I was like, I'm in need of assistance because I don't have any money. I get paid on the 31st or whatever. And she was like, no problem. Is that all you need? Like basically asking me if I needed more things. And I was like, no, ma'am. I was like, this is all I need help with. And I'd appreciate it. And she's like, okay, no problem. And so they were finished their shopping, actually. They were just going to grab their cat litter. And then they were leaving. So I just went with them. And, oh, you want to come on my lap now, baby? Here comes Marvin. Good boy. Marvin says hi. I've seen a few comments that say, hi, Marvin. So Marvin says hi. I'm wearing my watermelon pants. I already went out today, and like I said, I walked all the way to Walmart, and even at like 8 o'clock in the morning, it was disgustingly hot. So it's 11:54 and 25 degrees, you know? So it's pretty hot out. So I got the cat food, and everything's all good. I came home, fed the kitty cats, and I started to read comments. And I read a comment that all it said was, I'm going to make a song out of that. And something like, thank you, that was funny, or whatever. And I know, well, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that it was the part in my last video where I was like, ah, you know? And it reminded me of the video Amish Paradise by Weird Al. So then I was listening to that and singing along, you know, because that reminds me of my childhood. Because that came out when I was a kid, and I remember laughing really hard, you know, at Weird Al songs. So then I put on another one. And then the last one was Eat It instead of Beat It. And at the end of that, he's sitting on his bed and turns, like he's got his head turned this way, but when he turns, and he has yellow fucking eyes with the slit. The song is called Eat It. Look up about the Jinn. In, how would you call that? Islam, I guess. The teachings about the Jinn, they will tell you these beings were released before to take care of something much more evil than they were. But when they come out of the ground, they come out in the billions. For every one of us, there's like 1,000 of them in their numbers because they're a lot older than us. When I met these beings, they told me they were here before humans were ever thought of. So they're a lot older. And so that's why there's so many more of them. They'll tell you about the Jinn. They have likes, dislikes. Some of them are good. Some of them are not good. They have families. They sleep. All of these things, just like us. Look it up. This is how I figured it all out. But what I don't think they realize, because they don't believe in fallen angel. They don't believe that angels can disobey God. That's where the contradiction lies. And I mean, these three religions are talked about in this book, and it's for a reason. Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. Okay? Everything in here will tell you. So, that's where the contradiction comes. Those were created for control and division. All right? Jesus Christ was not a Christian. And I don't necessarily think he was well, I don't really know. Was he of Jewish faith? I don't know. But he definitely wasn't a Christian. So, because that was created after he was alive. He wouldn't even know about it. You know what I mean? Like, what the heck is a Christian? He was already gone. So, and I mean, clearly he would know. But you get it? He was already gone. So how could he possibly have been one? You know? Okay. So the Jinn and the video with the eyes, so it's called Eat It. They come out of the ground in vast amounts of numbers, like locusts, they say. And they consume everything, and it's true. They eat everything because they've been starving for so long. Yeah. And when I saw that at the end of the video, I got the worst feeling inside. And I mean, they've set this up a long time. Don't you realize what that means when people are saying nothing can stop what's coming? That's this. Even Elena said it. And I'm like, girl, you know, like it just, I kept hearing it over and over. This is what it means. The reset, 2030, all of this shit. And the number one thing they have to do is tell you what they're going to do before they do it. I don't know why. I honestly swear upon my soul and my life. Okay? I'm not trying to trick you. This isn't a deception. I couldn't hold this in anymore because it was driving me insane. With like worry, guilt, you know, all of these things that maybe if I tell them that it can save one more from having to go through that. It's said in a whole bunch of different places throughout cultures, religions, mythologies, whatever. We have this, like I mentioned it this morning, it's the same struggle, like with Abel and Cain, Satan and Jesus, Thor and Loki and Odin. There's always this triangle, right? Odin, Loki, Thor. The All-Father, then the Son, right? And then the other one. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not an expert, but do you even grasp, like, just like what I'm trying to express? I hope so. This is the same spirit. And it is responsible for the fall of every single civilization. And it happens the same. Once I was at the bus depot, and it just happened that a person who was quite heavy, big person, right, was running for the bus. And I heard, it wasn't blue, it's green on the left. He said, roast beef. And I laughed, and I'm like, what the fuck you mean, roast beef? Roast beef is my favorite meat. They would know that. The music video is called Eat It. And at the end, he has yellow eyes with slits. And I know it reminds me of Michael Jackson's Thriller. So you might, oh, that's just a mic. No, it has a purpose. It has a meaning. I felt it. That smile, I've seen that smile before. I understand this, and I hope others do too, that, anger and most of the terrible things that come out of people is because of pain. See, what happens is that this place gets so difficult, and it's not because of weakness. Like, I even watched this guy's video. He made a video about me, and, like, analyzing my video while watching it. And one of the things that I heard him say, there was some good stuff too, But one of the things that I remember him saying, because it wasn't like a diss video, like he was just replying to it and sharing his personal thoughts and opinions. I didn't even finish the whole thing. I tried to, but it was late last night. But anyway, oh, he said it was a moment of weakness. No, it wasn't. A moment of weakness was when I actually thought the calling was a good idea. But you have to understand that I did not know. I thought it would be taking care of the evil in the world. Everybody wants that. So that's what I thought it would be. But I didn't actually understand that my definition of evil and theirs is completely different. Now, as I started off saying initiation 0, I hope people can understand this, because it's not easy for me to say. I suffered a lot, as you may know, in some of the things I've already said, but it's much more and much worse, okay? And every time I went for help, none of my family believed me. They wouldn't help. My dad, he just wanted to stick around with his girlfriend. He wouldn't let me live with him. He wouldn't help me. He knew what they were doing to me. Sorry, Lacey, I can't help you. For real. My own dad. Like, who used to, scream and yell at me, telling me that he loves me. No one helped. Every time social services came over, Debbie would make tea biscuits and have tea and put on a dramatic crying show. Oh, poor her. Poor her. She adopted a child. Her child is so much trouble. Poor her. And she'd get away with it every single time. And then I would be beat and punished and starved and attacked physically, dragged by my hair on my back, beaten, with yelling and screaming, with spit flying in your face. Like, that's probably
one of the things I remember the most because it was so gross, you know? Like when she once, this was right before I actually was saved by my neighbors across the street. That's who eventually saved me. But I remember that right before that happened, it was when I got home after the weekend. I talked about this in my last video. It was after I got home from the weekend of losing my virginity, and she found my journal, and I had said where I didn't want them to come back and stuff. P.S. If I didn't mention this, the only people whose lives were in danger were hers and her boyfriend, Steve. Okay? If I was a child, I would have dusted them. If you didn't watch that, you should, before just making an assumption and judge me for what I've just said. Okay? So I want to make that clear, that it was untrue what Debbie had said to separate me from my birth family. Okay? Untrue. The only people who were in danger were them. Because of what they had done to me. Like, I had to leave Nova Scotia because I was worried that they were going to murder me. I went all the way to California. I seriously was, so that they could not find me there. They tracked me down at my group home. They were tracking me out in the city. I would see them. I couldn't go to my doctor's office anymore. It was bad, okay? So the point of me telling you all this is because this is how I got this way. It's because I became, I guess, angry, upset, resentful that nobody helped me. That no matter where I went to, all the people I loved, the police, like, I ran away once. Oh, I didn't finish my story about the weekend and the thing. Right. I'll tell you this because this was horrible. I got in the door, all my pictures and family photos, they were gone off the walls. And I could smell dinner cooking. And I'm like, Mom? Mom? Hello? And I go into the house, and it's got the weirdest feeling, okay? Like, I knew. I could feel it. And I go to my bedroom, and I open the door, and everything is destroyed. All my posters are torn off the walls. All the family photos are smashed everywhere. My room is destroyed. And there's a note on my bed. I can't believe this kind of evil exists. There was a note on my bed. I swear upon my soul this is true. Okay? This is why I said I didn't need to make anything up. I already have enough to talk about. The note said, I know what you wrote about us. I found your journal. Stephen doesn't know about this, ... yet, because that bastard would beat the shit out of me. Thankfully, I never had to go through sexual abuse. I don't think I would have survived it. And I feel very strongly about people who have, and you have my total compassion. And I actually, because I was trying to understand it because I did not have any experience. This was years ago when I had social media. I will explain to you later why social media for me is gone, and I never want to be on it again. Talking like Facebook. So I was on Facebook, and this is where I asked them too, would you be happy if you woke up one day and just all the evil, all the bad people were gone? Everybody said yes without asking me any kind of questions. Maybe like 1 or 2 people did, but for the majority, everybody immediately said yes, they wanted that. That's a mistake. I didn't know. Okay, I wasn't doing it on purpose. It was for me to try to understand, and then later on I realized what I was doing. So the second question was that if you were a victim of that, even somebody like me, because like I said in my last video, we would have to see what I would do today if I had my powers and I was standing in front of my parents, okay? I don't know. I can't tell you, I don't know. I would hope I would do the right thing. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. But that would probably want to be one of my greatest tests, okay? These people were relentlessly evil and awful to me. Not just sometimes, every single day. And then they would, so fucking embarrassing. They would not let me shower or brush my teeth and make me go to school and I wasn't allowed to do my laundry. She wouldn't let me wash my clothes. She stopped taking care of me by the time I was 7. No lunches, no dinners. It was all by myself. I had to wash my own clothes, take care of myself and the animals and the house and cook for them while being starved, beaten, locked in the basement in an old dog kennel. They beat my animals too in front of me to harm me. They threatened to kill them all the time, keep me in check, tell me that if I went anywhere, like to a girl's home, forgive me, I know this is difficult, that I would be raped with a broom handle in my vagina and my asshole. My own mother said this to me so that I would not leave. She told me that if I was out there, this is horrible, that I would be kidnapped by black men and gang raped. I'm so sorry. They were very racist. My father's favorite thing to say was, "Don't you ever bring a black man home?" And I did. My fiance in California was mixed race of black and Middle Eastern. And I brought him to my father. And my dad actually liked him. And I could see the guilt setting in. So I was like, "Oh, Dad, I thought you didn't like black people." Yes, I did that. So I'm sorry that shit keeps coming out. It's not easy for me. Like when I go to therapy, the therapist cries. So I just stopped. I didn't want to ruin anybody else's day. This is how I know these things. This is how I know it. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I thought it was everyone. You know, everyone would have abandoned me. Nobody tried to help me. I didn't hate you. But at one time, I probably would have helped them. Call you. You need to know this. And it was only just a few years ago. And it made it so bad because even still, I mean, I can deal with it now. But even my best friend didn't believe me. Of 20 years, when this stuff started with her, we used to call it future connections. And it's about believing in me. Like, even if you don't know about aliens or whatever, UFOs or whatever, like, why wouldn't you believe me? Someone you said that you loved and all of your sister, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? So then I started thinking, well, if she didn't believe me, no one's going to believe me. I think a lot of us have had this happen. Like, sometimes I see people that, I realize how far away I am. Sometimes I see people that, especially when I was on social media, this is why I had to get out of there. And like, I really needed to step away because it kept making me worse, not better. I kept experiencing negative things, just seeing disgusting shit online. Like, what is wrong with somebody that's sitting around wishing for zombie apocalypse? You really got to question a person that talks about this, like, as something that they would like. So you mean to tell me that you're okay with, say, your mom gets bit? She's in your house. You might be forced to kill your own mother to protect yourself and your loved ones. Like, are these people okay with that? Like, do you want that? And I've said this to them and made them think about it. So, Are you okay with killing all of your family and friends? Everyone who's ever known you? I struggled with it. I used to cry out and be like, how are you supposed to know who lives and who dies? Are they gonna glow a certain color? I struggled with it. Please don't ever think that it was something that I was happy about or that I enjoyed. It was torture, and no one believed me. So it was even worse what I was going through. And I was so alone. So I had my epiphany about Jesus before these beings, and it was right the morning after I saw that twin flame guy. I had an epiphany about Jesus Christ. That's technically when I was saved, okay? And that's another explanation. Because it may have a different meaning for everybody, or how it happened, or whatever. But after that happened, it's almost like it's a giant test. Everything. And that person was right. It doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Oh, and I did wipe off the camera lens. If it's better, that's why. I didn't actually realize. See, I keep this on it. It's a Band-Aid with a little soft thing, so I didn't actually think that it would be dirty. Okay, I put some green tape there, but that's what I keep over my camera, okay? Like that, yeah? So I didn't actually realize that, so I cleaned it. If it's better, you were right. Congratulations. You should be nicer about it, you know? But I know that the people that are nasty, like they say, you need Jesus the most, so you probably need to hear me the most. Right? People like that. Nasty people. Like, just keep it to yourself. Like, there's some, like, oh, gross. Let's not get into it. Gross. This guy goes, I'll give you the D as long as you don't speak. This is why they're calling you. For real. And I think everybody sees it. You know? But nothing can stop it. Sorry. And I'm not just telling you that for you to lose hope. What you do is you get right with your creator and yourself, and then you don't have to worry about any of this. You don't have to worry about them. You don't have to. And I'm not kidding with you. All these cultures knew about it. The Mayans, I think, this was found in Mexico. That is what we're dealing with. So I know I drew them friendly, but that's because I had no friends, no connections, no family. They isolate you. I think this was a plan from when I was very young. Because like I said, Marvin is right there. When I was young, this started. You know, like, and I've always been feeling that there was two sides fighting for me. The Devas and the Asuras. See, he told me what he was, but I thought that was his name. Yeah. I'll prove it. Hold on. This is my art book, where I have all my original drawings that you see in my videos and stuff. Whoops, there goes all my stickers. I decorate Christmas cards and I put stickers and stuff on them. Like when I made them for the kids at work. So see? See how I spelled it? Asura. With a Z. But I didn't understand because when I heard it, I didn't know how it was spelled. So, but it's actually Asura. Asura. And it comes from Vedic. And that's how, in the lower realms, right? But he told me what he was. And that they told me they were here before humanity was ever a thought. The reason why I made that connection, like, I didn't mean to. You know, I didn't know what I was actually praying for when I was praying for it. Please, please take out all the evil in the world. I can't take it no more. I can't take my parents hurting me anymore. Please, just get rid of all the people like that so no one has to be in pain. No one has to suffer like this no more. You see what I'm saying? And when I saw him, I thought, oh my God, an alien. A being from another world has seen me and acknowledged me when I felt like no one else ever did. Like, I always knew that God did, but like, I needed something like physical, you know, that I could see and touch. I didn't know. And I was so excited because, like, wow, aliens, you know? The people in the blue suits tried to help me so many times, but I didn't understand, so I would fight them. I just thought there was nobody else who was ever there for me. They were the only ones. They were the only fucking ones who were always there for me. And I didn't know that at the time. Even in 2011, when I had my near-death experience that we can talk about at another time, I was saved by them. They saved my life. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. So, I don't know. Maybe it was me who was supposed to deliver this message to you. That there is this, I mean, it's been documented in here, and then the Anunnaki come down after they depopulate. Dolores Cannon said this in her videos when she speaks about the custodians, that, oh, they can't come here because the population's too high. So once the population is lowered, I kid you not. I kid you not. And I'm like, what? What'd she just say? I said, because if you really listen, you hear it. Nothing can stop what's coming. Why do you think everyone's saying that? It's them. It's that same spirit of destruction. And people think, you know what? It's okay though, because, I mean, well, it's not, but unfortunately, you will learn the hard way. You will learn the hard way. Because when it happens, it's going to be too late. It's almost like if that last tick and that time is done, you don't have any more time. You've had all this time to change, all this time to see. And I mean, even at the last minute, it is possible. I did it myself. At the last minute, I did it myself in my last life. I would have never gotten a second chance if not. I'd be still down in the lower realms with the rest of them. Lower than here. With the Asuras. The Asuras sometimes beat the Devas. And I think that if I joined the Asuras, that might be a fact. There's not just me, there's probably others too. So. But yeah, there's a lot of them. And they told me this, that the attack wouldn't just come from below, it's above and below. So underneath you and above you. So the higher realms and the lower realms are doing this together. And it says that at the end of this book. It says, hold on one second. I think I found it. If Earth is indeed owned by an oppressive extraterrestrial society, then there must somewhere exist communication lines between human beings and the custodial society. I am not talking about alleged telepathic communications. I am speaking of face-to-face contact between humans and custodians, the caretakers. Part of the solution would be to find those communication channels and use them to begin negotiating an end to the pain and suffering on Earth. This proposal may sound utterly wild, as it would mean trying to start a process of diplomacy with an extraterrestrial society which most governments do not even admit the existence of in order to win the freedom of the human race, a race which most people would deny is even imprisoned. On the other hand, some people might argue that such negotiations would be as futile as San Quentin prisoners trying to negotiate their freedom with the warden, or Nazi concentration camp inmates trying to bargain with their SS guards. For real. The custodial society would need to be assured that the human race desires no revenge or political upheaval. Mankind seeks only an opportunity to work out its promised salvation, and the human race would share its success with the custodial society. The goal would be to let bygones be bygones and to get on with the future. See? That's what I was looking for. So, this whole thing, this culling thing, may quite possibly be just to get people to get right with themselves. Almost like a threat. Hey, if you don't smarten up, we're going to let the monsters out. The monster's going to come out from under the bed and beat your ass if you don't smarten up. Sort of like that. It's possible. Okay? You know what I did, though, just in case? I made sure that for lack of a better term, I'll explain what it means to me. I repented for my wrongdoings, my sins, okay? For real. And I changed my ways, okay? I do have a fear of God. I've seen that power. It's an act of God that my channel even blew up. It's got to be. There's no other way to explain it. An act of God. Because I was feeling so shitty. I didn't think anybody would even give a shit. Not at all. Wow, was I ever wrong? But I believe that people who find me, they're meant to hear me. And it'll lead you to other things. But I need you to know about this. Because the longer I wait to tell you seriously about this, it could be a possibility. You need to prepare yourself for that. And the only way is, like I said, to repent. Be truly sorry. To have that change of heart. To know why it was wrong and to never do it again. To repent. To be truly sorry. You know? To really feel this. To know the reasons why it was wrong. And to change. This is repentance. And everybody's definition of sin may be different, okay? But clearly I have some sexual sin. I told you how I lost my virginity. Hey, said to my boyfriend on Valentine's Day, hey, you want to have sex? He's like,
Yeah. You know? But you can be washed clean of those things. You know, and it's okay. Like, I don't care about talking about them. It's not me anymore. You know? It's funny. I have some funny stories. It's fine. You can be forgiven, but you have to ask for it. And the thing is it goes back to like that Nephilim thing, because they did ask for forgiveness, but God did not forgive them. And they had to be punished. They needed to know what they did and why it was wrong. They had to. It's the only way it makes you change. If I didn't go through all of this, I'd be the same, unfortunately, asshole that I was in my last life. And then we'd really be in trouble. So, you know? And like, this is how the wheel of karma works. And this is how, we evolve and ascend in consciousness. I mean, everyone has to be everything before you get off the wheel. But I'm not going to deny it, because there's people out there that know about this. I've told them. So, it's not like the first time I've ever said it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, they asked for forgiveness through Jesus, but they weren't forgiven. And they were sent to where they needed to do their thing. And they've been forced to watch the newest creation. And that's made them extremely angry and bitter. And, oh. So, yeah. I don't know everything about it. I can't quote things from the Bible like I've seen other people doing on my channel lots and things like that. I can't do that. I don't know if you guys are like copying and pasting it or you're doing it from memory. But can you just give me a bit of a break? Can you not come at me like that? Read the Bible, find Jesus. You don't know what you're talking about. I have found Jesus. Okay, Jesus found me. You wanna hear how it happened? I'll tell you. In interpretive story format. Because I've said this before, but I didn't put the video back up. Because there was something that it triggered me. Elena Denon said that she knows of Jesus, but she doesn't know him. How do you not know him? None of us actually know him to say, hello, how are you? We've never shaken hands like that, but how can you say you don't know him? I know him. I know him very well. Jesus Christ is my Lord, Father, best friend, teacher, brother, my Lord, and the only God that I would ever want to see. That's God. You see what I'm saying? That's the true Spirit of God that you see through Jesus Christ. Now, my story, my interpretive story. So this didn't actually happen, but this is the only way. When I said, Lord, how am I supposed to tell everybody this? He showed me. So, I saw it this way, where everybody has a safe space during meditation. I have a log cabin in the middle of a beautiful field where my animals can go outside and play. They won't get hurt, and they can do whatever they want because there's nothing there that'll hurt them, blah, 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 okay? It's beautiful. There's a beautiful river. It's always around sunset or sunrise. And I was there, and no one ever shows up. There's nobody there, ever. It's just me. It's a place for me. All of a sudden, I hear a knock at the door. Like, who could that be? So I go over and I look out the window, and I'm like, this man looks like Jesus Christ. Hello, sir, can I help you? He says, hi.
Such a lovely day. I was just wondering if you wanted to come outside and sit with me here and have a cup of tea and have a chat. And I'm like, oh, no thank you. I don't talk to strangers. See ya. And I go back to my business. He waited out there for me. After that, things started to change. Sometimes it would rain, and he'd be out there, rocking in his chair, watching the sunset sometimes, or just enjoying the rain or whatever, just rocking in that chair. And sometimes I would go and I would look, and he's still there. After so long, still there, still waiting for me. And so until one day, I got the courage to open the door and say, hi, sir. Is it okay if I come out and have tea with you now? And he says, I've been waiting for you for so long. Come on, come have this tea with me. And ever since then, we've been together. Hand in hand, walking together. So, I'm going to leave you with that. I really recommend this book, okay? Alex Collier and Elena Danone have both read this. And they talk about this. At least Alex Collier, I'm not 100% sure about Elena. And I wrote that woman an email about the Asuras. I know she read it because she talked about them on her channel. I stopped watching her when she said that she went to Neptune, okay? But it was in the summertime, I believe it was July, and I think it was in a live that she was doing because I watched it and I got so angry that she read that email and she didn't say anything to me. So I understand how people feel when I don't respond to them and stuff like that, okay? I get it. But she knew about these beings. She said they were beings of pain. I'll never forget because I got so angry with her. I loved that woman. Not in a gay way. Like as a sister. I thought she was someone like me. I don't want to make enemies, but I'm not going to deny the fact that that really messed me up. And yeah, I worked it out, and da-da-da, yeah, test of intelligence, but no. That's what they're about. If you're not a certain kind of smart, you're the profane. You're the useless eater. You're the roast beef. You've heard about the reptilians eating people? This is why. So, there. I finally fucking said it all. And I actually feel like I did a good job this time. That it's complete. I would do it before and it would never feel like it was complete. Because I don't think I really showed you my truest, most deepest, honest, vulnerable self. Like clearly, if you can't tell, I'm tired now. But I tried my best here, okay? And the reason why social media is gone, because I just couldn't handle it anymore. I tried for, 6 years, since 2017, to warn people about this, and then the jabs came out, and we know the rest. Okay? If you read this, it'll tell you about the viruses, even the AIDS virus. Okay? That's man-made. Shit, I hope that doesn't... I mean, theoretically, or maybe it's a conspiracy. Flags for misinformation. Fuck! But that's what it says in this book. So I'm going to post a copy of this. I actually have a copy of the other one about the extraterrestrials among us. I'll just put all the books that I can think of for the online format. You can usually find them on archive.org. It's the Internet Archive. So there's lots of stuff. It's a gigantic library of information for free. And so it'll show you like the pages like this, and then you can like turn the pages as you go. Oh. See, this is what happens when you let people borrow your shit. Yeah. Nice, Nathan. That was my neighbor. Disrespectful. He got mad at me because he was an older gentleman. He got mad at me because I didn't want to be in a relationship with him. We were going to church together. So, I never, ever, not once gave him the idea that we would be. Well, I can't help it. I'm a man. I have feelings. Like, yeah, well, you should have suppressed them. He called me a slut when I was talking about my crush on Claudio Nocelli. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I'll always have a crush on the man. Is gorgeous. I don't care. If anything, that'll make me not post this fucking video. Fuck! Oh well, man up about it. Woman up about it. You know? He's an impressive male. Yes. Not only on the outside, but for all of it. So, it kind of makes me sad that I can't find a man like that, to be honest. You know? Because that's what I'm talking about. An astral traveler, somebody who's, you know, awake, deep, smart, and doesn't, like, necessarily matter. Maybe not everybody's going to think he's gorgeous. I do. I thought at first he might be one of those higher dimensional extraterrestrials. I did. A little bit. So there. Now you know everything. Yeah. So, I don't know. He did, though. That man got so angry. And I'm like, why can't I talk about that when you call me a slut? That I'm lustful? I don't just want to sleep with him. You know, that's not what I meant when I was talking about my crush. So, just because somebody goes to church, they probably need to go. They need Jesus. Because that's what I told him. I was like, you just accused me of some horrible things because you're angry you can't have me. You need to sit with Jesus some more. Because, dang. Anyway, that's enough. The video's an hour. Maybe it's meant to be that way because these things need to be earned. Shortcuts aren't going to help you anyway. So, the one thing you can do is read this and then share it with others, because every time I recommended this book and the person actually reads it, they come back and they're like, wow, that has changed my life. It took me 6 months to read this. And usually I can read a 500-page book in a week. That's no problem. It took me 6 months to process and read this book. So yeah, I hope this helps and benefits others. I do. And it makes me feel some kind of way that a man as extraordinary as Claudio would want to be with a ghost. That's what my beef is. Yeah. Why? Why a ghost? Why would you fall for that? Oh, fuck. I can't even edit it out. But still, that's my problem. Like, was it so bad that you needed a spirit spouse? Because that's what that shit is. I know it. Elena doesn't want to talk about it. Everybody knows that's her alien boyfriend, Thorhan. So what's up with that? I don't know. I'm not jealous of it. It just makes me a little bit worried. I don't know. So, I don't know. But that's my beef. You know? Because that's not right. If you want to help humanity, just help them. Don't put them through some kind of test. We've already been through enough. They don't need a play on words. They don't need that. And yeah, it may be a way of them thinking, oh, well, we'll teach them this way. It hasn't been effective. They needed the truth. They deserve the truth, just the way it is. You didn't need to fucking selling books. For real, that's what I'm saying. This is why the ages fall, because that's a weakness. People giving into these things, the harder it gets, the more they're pushed to do things they wouldn't normally do. Out of desperation, loneliness, whatever it is. Just like me, falling for the thinking that they were aliens, da 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 da. It applies to us all. And a lot of people that get power fumble it. It has to be kept in check and controlled. It really shouldn't be held in the hands of one person anyway. It should be shared within a group of individuals. In fact, I thought that I would have 6 other people. There were supposed to be 7 of us. The 7. That's what we were called. There were supposed to be 7 of us, but I have no idea where the others are. But you share it. To have it with one, it always corrupts. It happens with them all. And it really made me sick that Elena was doing the exact same thing as Corey Good, and she threw Corey Good under the bus. When Corey Good told us that this is an esoteric religion. Okay? All right. Out of everything, the only thing I'm embarrassed about is admitting about Claudio. That embarrassed me. But listen, people have tried to hurt me in every which way. Everything you can imagine that can be said to a person has been said to me already. So you really can't hurt me. You can't. I've heard it all before, and it doesn't affect me, but still they're going to try. You know, but I've given them ammunition. That's okay. You know, somebody told me to go fuck myself on one of my comments. You know what I said? I said, I think I will F myself later. Stress relief, you know? If all you, and I was like, this isn't the only comment that said this, like, if you guys keep telling me to go F myself, how the hell am I ever going to have time to reply to your comments? I don't know if they responded to that or not. But I actually made another funny comment, and the person didn't get upset, and I was so happy, because they were, like, giving me nice things, and they said, well, I only watched, like, a little bit of the video, so I only read the first paragraph, and I told them that, and they're like, touche, and laughed. It was good. It was good. I'm just messing around with you. Don't take it personally. Because I'm not. I know that when people hear me talk, it's going to bring up some shit. It's supposed to. Yeah, it's okay. I know, because, like, I remember trying to to ask Elena what was going on, and she'd block me from the chats, delete my comments, all that, you know? And I did. I talked to Corey Good on his Spear Being Alliance channel, and he was so damn rude to me, but he's rude to everybody, so I had to look it up to make sure. Yeah, he's rude to everybody. Sorry that I got to talk about these people, but they greatly impacted my life. And here I was, you know, I really thought at some point that there was going to come a ship to take me out of here. And that's very cruel, you know, especially when I seen it. I thought they were going to come back for me. Yeah, but this was just for my consciousness ascension and spiritual development. They're not coming back. The only time I'm going to see them is when I die. And into the afterlife, when you get your new energy body. Yeah, I know this. I'm hoping it's not going to be the reality of it. But, oh, I just looked down at the time and it was 11111. Hope it didn't manifest that, you know? And if so, then so be it. Then that's what I deserve. You understand? And I'm okay with that. You know, I don't know how much more I can take anyway. So, the tea is gone, and I must go as well. Okay? So I'm going to have to review this video. I hope that I get the courage, because, like, I even taught, yeah, whatever. Whatever. I'm okay with it. I accept it, you know? Because I did my best, you know? I really did. So if that's all I get to, because the red lights is probably man-made. They're ours. Just like Bob Lazar talked about. We have craft like that. But there was an advanced person on it. I could feel it. I thought that was the ship scanning me, but then once I learned about these beings, even just the higher dimensionals and the telepathy and all of that, like I felt somebody watching me from the ship. So, and that was really hard to deal with, because like, how could you consciously acknowledge me like that and then just leave me here? But again, that's part of it, you know? If you don't go insane, you make it. Totally insane, you know? You make it. So it's like this, I think, for lots of them. And that's why they say they used to be just like us. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm really going to go and consider deeply if I don't want to do this again. It's exhausting. I feel like I was honest and true. Stop being a wuss. Okay. Take care, everybody. Thank you for listening. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. Did I already say that? Ah, bye.